Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Okay,
let's get started.
let's get started. Highlights,
Hello.
lowlights?
Yes. Why don't you start? Well, first, welcome to Mommy Issues, guys.
Yes, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in.
Let's start with some highlights and lowlights. You go first.
Okay, I'm gonna get the lowlights out of the way. I was supposed to go to New York, like we talked about last time, and I was packed. I was ready to go, and I had all this stuff, work stuff that was worrying me, and and at some point at 3 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep, I thought, I can't go. I cannot leave all this behind. It would be so irresponsible and I wouldn't enjoy it anyway. So I ended up not going. And the highlight is that some of the things that I stayed to resolve have been resolved. And
That is a highlight.
Yeah, and because Ken wasn't here, I've been able to kind of, when you really want to organize your house, but that you have to make a big mess first.
Oh, yeah.
And men don't really understand that. They look at you and go, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, like you're crazy.
Yeah. And so I didn't have anybody judging me except my dog. So
you organized your house.
Well, I'm not done, but I feel so much better about it.
Isn't it the best
It's
to get
best
rid of
thing in the
shit
world.
and
Oh yeah, I got rid of a lot of shit.
That's what I'm
Especially
looking forward
his
to.
shit.
Oh, that's what I'm looking forward to the most when I move is just taking everything, just seeing everything that I have and then tossing half of it.
Oh my God, I'm going to help you just because I love it.
And
I'm all into organizing things in little container. I got this thing where you open the door under the cabinet door under your sink, and it's against the door, and you keep all your little the little pods for the dishwasher.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I mean,
God.
yeah, that's how far I'm going.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a highlight for sure.
Yeah, that's a highlight.
Okay, I have basically two lowlights, but one turns into a highlight. So my first lowlight is that this is not a joke. I think I gave Lola herpes. I think I did. So I had a cold sore on my lip, and cold sores are from the herpes virus.
I know, but herpes is forever.
She's know.
3 months old.
I know. And
Can I leave you alone with your offspring for 3 months?
I had a cold sore on my lip and I was like, oh, wow, this is aggressive. I don't think I've ever had a cold sore on my lip like that. And it hurt and whatever. But I give Lola 1,000 kisses a day because I'm I can't help it, you know?
I know.
And then I was just looking up when I was putting her down for a nap, on my phone. I was like, oh, what's a treatment for this to get rid of it? Cause it looked bad. And then of course, every article is not just oh, use this. It's here's the history of cold sores. This is where it stems from, blah, 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 blah. And it's it's the most contagious virus, whatever. And I was amazing. And it's once you are infected with it, you have it for life.
I know.
So I was I just gave my daughter herpes for life.
And where do you think you got it?
So what I read is it can happen, you can get cold sores and it can be
but it's
reactivated because of hormonal changes. And I think it's because I still haven't gotten my period since having a baby. So I'm hoping I do. I literally went to go get a pregnancy test yesterday because I was it said it's either because you're pregnant.
Sex?
Yeah.
With what time?
Sometimes Jolliam's parents come and take Lola for a walk. Well, listen, it's not happening all the time, but it's happening. Okay.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to have Lola have two parents here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a low light, gave Lola herpes. And then my other low light happened last night where, remember on my birthday where we hired the nanny and It
You
was a
had to come back.
disaster, had to come back. So it was one of my friend's birthdays yesterday. And unfortunately, unlike my birthday, I wasn't going to a house that was like 2 miles away. I was going to a house that was 12 miles away. I drove an hour to get to this birthday party and it didn't start till 8. I put Lola down at like 7:30, like last feeding, whatever.
And she
Again,
sleeps till like 3.
she sleeps and even if she does wake up, it's only to be like rocked back to sleep for like 10 minutes. Like it's never whatever. So John Liam was here with Jason. Jason came over to hang out because he literally thought like we'll order food once she's down, like we'll be chilling.
Oh, because it was just girls.
It was just a girls' dinner. So I didn't hire a nanny. She was just going to be with John Liam.
Right.
So I'm feeding her. It's like 7:15 and she's done feeding. And I'm like burping her. And once I'm burping her, it's like, then I put her down 10 minutes later and she's totally fine. She starts freaking out. Like she knows what's going on.
She knew there was a disturbance in the force.
She felt it and she started freaking out. And so I wasn't dressed yet. And I had Heather coming over to go in an Uber, whatever. So I was like, I need to get dressed. So I text John Liam from the room and I'm like, I need you to come in here and just like rock her to sleep. She's already fed, whatever. I get dressed. I'm outside. I'm having a glass of wine. She's screaming in the bedroom. And I'm like, I'm hoping she goes down before I leave. The Uber gets here. She's still freaking out. And I'm like in the room with John Liam. I'm like, I can't go. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is insane. She does this every time. And he's like, just go. And then if by the time you get there, she's still freaking out, like, we'll figure it out, but just go. Like, don't let it ruin your night, whatever. I'm in the car, obviously panicking. And I'm like, I made the wrong decision. I should have, whatever. John Liam's texting me saying she's still crying, whatever. We get to the house. I try to relax for like 10 minutes, text him. And he's like, things are not going well. She has not stopped crying, whatever. So
How can that be?
I don't know. It's so
Maybe she knows you gave her herpes
probably.
and she knew that it's a life sentence.
It's just really frustrating. And it's like, it's hard because she's so attached to me. And yes, that's a wonderful thing, but it also makes it impossible to do anything. Like it's not good that she can't just be with her dad. You know what I mean? Like that's
Well, then,
not a
right,
good
right.
thing.
No, it's not.
So whatever, it was a mess, but they got the stroller out. They put her in the stroller at like 9 o'clock at night, took her for a stroller ride. She fell asleep. They put the stroller back in the nursery and just let her sleep. And it was fine. But
Smart. Yeah.
it was just
I
like,
mean, you have to, I'm sure there's 1,000 articles written about it, but even if you're nearby and he's, pretend that you're not there
yeah,
and let her cry and don't rescue her because that's her father.
I know.
I mean,
I
it's
know.
not
Well,
like-
that's the thing that we're realizing. Like we have a set of things that we each do. Like he takes the morning shift, I do the night shift, like all
Yeah.
this stuff. One of
Switch it around.
one of my things is bedtime. And I think that's an issue. She is so used to me putting her down that I don't have the freedom to ever do anything at night until she's fast asleep,
Right.
and that's just not right. So
But you can start
switch it up.
ferberizing her already.
Yeah.
She's 3 months old. You put her down, you walk away, and that's it.
They
She
say not to
has
do that till like 5 months because 3 months is still really young.
Okay.
There's like a whole thing about it
Okay,
because then
well,
it makes
but
them
then
feel
it's
like
changed.
unsafe and whatever. But yes, you're not
I feel
wrong.
that she doesn't feel unsafe. I feel she's playing all of you.
Yeah, she is. Anyways, that's a low light that turned into a highlight because honestly, when we got back, John Liam, well, Jason was here the whole time. I think Jason was traumatized by the whole experience because it was, and I kept telling him before I left, I was like, you shouldn't be here. Like, not you shouldn't be here, but like, you don't have to be here. Like, this is going to be intense.
Do they want to have kids?
I think he does. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
okay.
Annie's just like not fully there yet, but
Right.
yeah, I
So
think he
maybe-
was traumatized by the whole thing. And so I was at the dinner with Annie, his wife, and I was like, I feel really bad for Jason. She's like, no, this is good for him. He needs to see how hard it is. Like,
Right.
because I think he thinks it's like la-di-da, have a baby.
Right.
So
Because he
cute,
only
whatever.
sees you when you go to brunch or when you
Yeah.
whatever, and when
And that's the
Lola's
thing.
happy.
Lola is so good in public. Everyone is always like, wow, she's such a good baby. And then she fucking,
Because
the
she's
second we
got-
get behind closed doors, she's like, ha, ha,
She's
ha,
ella es
gotcha.
callejera,
It's callejera.
Callejera, she's not a homebody.
Yeah.
She likes to be stroller rides. She likes to be walking in
Yeah,
her little
she's
thing. She likes to go out to brunch. She doesn't want to be
Yeah.
stuck within four walls.
It's true.
So
Well, the highlight of that is that I got home and I told Jason, like, how was that? And he's like, you are so lucky to have Johnny. And he's like the best dad. And I was like, he really is. And
He
it was
really
just
is.
like really, and I was there with Heather and she said the same thing. She's like, do you know, like, she's like, I know women who have kids and this just wouldn't happen. Like the dad would just be like, come home, fix this, like whatever. And he just took it on. He was like, I'm going to deal with it, even if it takes all night. And it did take all night and he dealt with it. And it was I just feel very lucky to have
he
John
adores
Liam.
her.
He does.
And I'm going to send you something really quick because you know how you send me videos and I turn them into pictures. If you look at that picture personifies how he adores her.
Which picture did you
I
send
just
it?
sent it to you.
Oh, I have my do not disturb on. So hold on. Well, whatever. It'll come through.
No, you have to see it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's really sweet.
This is for the YouTube people.
He's just looking at her like, yeah, he's obsessed with her.
He
And
is
she's obsessed with him.
Yeah,
But
no, they love each other so much.
Yeah.
And I think he also like he felt like when I came home, I was like, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. And he was like, honestly, like I feel so accomplished. He's like, I won. And I was like, I don't know if you won. But I think it was quite a fight. But
well,
yeah,
he might
sure,
have
you
won that battle.
Right.
Raising a child is a war.
I'm very nervous. I keep telling Kathy this. I'm very nervous about the Harry Styles concert because this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
But luckily
but-
it's not till later. And then there's an opener that we don't give a shit about. So
Right.
we're going to be late and it's going to make traffic easier, but we're not going to miss Harry. Don't worry. But
Okay, I don't care.
this is good. Like, this is just,
But see
what's
if Jason will come again.
yeah. He was sweet. He texted this morning. He's like, how's Lola? I miss her. And I was like,
I bet he does. Jason's solid.
yeah.
I love Jason.
Okay. So yeah, those were low lights and highlights. I honestly want to start with Bravo bullshit because I want to start with Beverly Hills. It was
Okay.
part 3 of the Beverly Hills reunion, the final, the reunion with the most meat. Let's be honest. Like part 1 and part 2 were kind of whatever. This was the Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna, Kyle Richards drama. What are your thoughts, your first impressions of the whole thing?
Oh my God, I had a whole conversation with Kathy about this. It's first of all, the first thing that I noticed is that I know I should have known this before, but Andy is not an objective arbiter. Do you know what I mean?
You think he leans more to one side?
He leans to whatever side.
What side do you think he's leaning towards?
I think that he's leaning towards Kathy Hilton. I think that
because he's scared of her.
I don't think he's scared of her. I think that he's always really impressed by people that are, at a different level. Let's face it, most of these housewives are just regular people that drama their way into the position that they're in. Kathy Hilton was Kathy Hilton at a time when, reality TV didn't even exist. So I think Kathy Hilton is lying about everything. I don't like Lisa Rinna. I just don't like her. And I also think that she is lying a little bit. And I think that
for sure.
You're right. And then, it's that boy who cried wolf thing. She has done this so many times that if this is the first time that it's real, 100% real, it's hard to believe her,
Yeah.
And then I think that it was smart that she didn't talk much. She kind of gave Lisa didn't talk that much.
I know that was smart. She
gave Kathy enough rope to hang herself, and she hung herself.
Well, what do you think about, and this I was so excited that was said, Erica Jane saying, I saw Kathy go up to the DJ and call him a fucking F word.
Right.
Gay slur. Fucked up. This is what
I didn't understand that part.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is what, before Beverly Hills even came out this season, all this drama was on TMZ on page 6, whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is what was written, that Kathy was using homophobic slurs, calling the DJ whatever. And I was so confused why that was not being said on the show, because remember we talked about it. It's like, it can't just be that she said bad shit about Kyle and all the girls. Everyone does that. Everyone talks shit. There has to be something bigger. This was the something bigger. And I'm glad, and I believe it. I don't think, like, why would Erica say that? What does Erica have to gain by, like, getting
she's
Kathy
close to
canceled?
she's close to Lisa, but I think that I don't know, because Kathy never really attacked her that much when it came to the earrings and stuff like that.
No,
so
that's what I'm saying.
You're right. She didn't really have a motive. I think that that Kathy has delusions of grandeur that are rooted in the way her life has been up to now.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship between her and Kyle is so complicated. It's so complicated.
I would argue that it's abusive.
Yes. And it's abusive in a totally passive aggressive way. And so I think that somebody coming up to Kathy, first of all, what's wrong with this whole scenario? If I give you money, will you play some Michael Jackson songs or whatever? Because we want to dance. And the guy is like, no. And then afterwards, she went to the manager and he said, where are you from? Clearly not knowing who the hell she is. And she said, Los Angeles. He goes, well, then go back to Los Angeles. In Kathy Hilton's world,
right?
That has never happened to Kathy Hilton,
right?
And then she doesn't have clout anymore.
No,
clout
is
going to right, and so that's driving her crazy.
Yeah,
and so I do know that she had that whole meltdown. The only thing I found curious, I'm sorry that I'm hijacking the conversation.
No, go.
Is when Lisa said, "You're preaching. I know you're preaching to the choir," and then she stayed quiet. So I know there's a part of when somebody has having a meltdown, you go, I know,
Mm-hmm.
but you're preaching to the choir is one step too far.
Yeah.
And so she didn't deny that. So I think that there's a lot, like,
that's why Lisa is like,
Lisa's jealous of Kyle, I believe, because Kyle's lifestyle from the time she got on that show to today is completely different, and remember that Mauricio used to work for
Kathy's
Rick
husband.
Hilton.
Yeah.
And then he went out on his own and created an empire.
Yes.
So the whole thing is that, and Kyle, the reason she was crying so much is because she knew by Kathy's cold demeanor that there's going to be hell to be paid.
It's really, like I said, I really believe that Kyle is in an abusive relationship with Kathy. Like the way that Kathy talks to Kyle, even her, Kyle is just so
it's threatening.
It's so threatening, and you feel it. You see how she cowers when she's told, like, even when Kathy went to go apologize to Kyle at her house, and she said, Kyle, come here. And then Kyle, just like a little puppy dog, gets embraced by her sister because she just wants things to be okay.
But you can tell that she's not believing it's okay, because even after the show,
not at all. But all she wants is, I think Kyle is a woman who was such a mommy's girl. She lost her mom too early, way too early, and sees Kathy as this mother figure. And like all she wants is her approval. All she wants is her approval so badly that she doesn't even want to hear the words that were said of like, I'm going to take Kyle down and her whole family down. She knows that that's true. She knows that her sister said it, but she doesn't want to hear it because she just wants to keep the peace.
She wants like, la, 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 la.
Yeah. She's like, I need my sister, which basically is her saying, I need my mommy. And it's so sad. It really is so sad. I feel very bad for her. That whole reunion like gutted me.
Me too.
Watching her, like, when her sister got up and walked away, and she's like, it's over. Like, that's it. I know my sister. Like, this is it. Over.
It's over. She's going to make her pay. She's not going to go to Farrah's wedding.
Nope.
She's not going to let, the Hilton sisters that, by the way, we're acting like they're children, but they're in their 40s,
they're adults.
Right. Exactly. And so that's
fully adults.
And all she wants is family, harmony, and peace. And I just feel so bad for her. Her crying, her everything was so, it came from, it was guttural.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I
really,
mean?
yeah, I
Yeah.
really got emotional watching it. And then did you see like Kathy Hilton is going online and just liking tweets that
I
are
heard, yeah.
wild. I'm gonna read you a tweet that Kathy Hilton just liked. This is so fucked up.
Recently, after the reunion, like
After
now.
the reunion, like now, like this was posted yesterday. Kathy liked this tweet. To those saying, why would Kyle let Rinna do this? Understand one thing. She's has not let them do it. She's behind them doing it. It's how she has operated all along, and people still aren't seeing it. Rinna attempts to destroy her acquaintances. Kyle does the same to do it to her own family and friends. She will do anything for money and social status, whether it's laughing at a 14-year-old Black boy getting verbally abused and cheering it on with her husband, or destroying her sister Kim at her most vulnerable. There is nothing too low for Kyle Richards. Can you imagine your sister liking that? That's, by the way,
She's
that's
just
not
liking
true.
anything. It's not, I don't believe that
That's
that's
not
true. I
true at
think
all.
right now she's trying to get people to be on her side. You know what I mean? It's like how many
Yeah.
people, it's like there's like two columns, and it's like she's doing that thing where I have so many people on my side.
Mhm.
Kathy has a sense of entitlement that is beyond anything I've seen, much worse than millennials. I thought it was very telling when she kept hinting at, because Kyle is so nice. And I thought when they were talking about the tequila, because Kyle is so nice. And she was saying that she thought that that Kimosabi thing was going to be about her, that she was
Yeah.
going to walk in and the whole thing was going to be highlighting her tequila.
Yeah.
And that when she didn't get that, but this is how entitled the woman is. And then when they showed all the times that the tequila was shown, she was like, oh, have I had known that or something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, the whole thing it's just going to end badly. I think
It is.
I see 10, 15 years. I think Kyle will be, making amends with Kathy at Kathy's deathbed. Dark,
Ugh.
I know, but
No,
yes.
but I don't think you're wrong. I think this is kind of like the nail in the coffin. Apparently the last time they saw each other was at BravoCon. I think everything is so surface level. I just don't think they're ever going to be back to a
And
place.
Kathy has gotten a taste of the whole, fame thing. So she showed up at BravoCon like she was the queen of
Guns
BravoCon,
a-blazing. Yeah.
and she was treated like the queen of BravoCon.
That's what I don't know. So yeah, I think it's just the whole Kathy versus Lisa of it all.
Yes,
Like
because people
most
are tired of
people,
Lisa.
right? And I said this the other day to Kathy. Lisa Rinna is cilantro. You either hate her or love her.
I know, and it was
I
so
have always loved cilantro. It's not soapy to me in my mouth. I really like it. So it doesn't matter what Lisa does. For some reason, I don't hate her the way that everybody's like, she's a monster. I'm like, I don't really.
I don't
agree.
listen. I just think that inherently to be on this show, Lisa's good TV.
She is, and that's why we watch.
Yeah, that's why we watch. And I mean, but I personally I don't like her because I do see the envy in her eyes when I don't think that she's that well off financially. Certainly
Oh,
not
yeah.
Kyle level. You know what I mean? She's hustling.
I don't think Harry Hamlin's bringing in the big bucks either.
Harry Hamlin makes no money. No money. Harry Hamlin is doing little vanity projects here and there and making bowling nets. That's it.
He should sell his bolognese. Like, I
Yeah.
think that would actually do really well. I want to try
Probably. Yeah.
it. Okay. Also, just one last thing about the Beverly Hills reunion, which I thought was so funny. And it's so like, like typical boomer not understanding the way technology works. The text message that Kathy, and she was like, well, let me tell you something. It's not on my phone. And then they're like, yeah, because you probably deleted it. Like, it was so embarrassing. I was like, why didn't anybody tell her that's not how technology works? Like,
right.
Just because you delete it on your phone doesn't mean it's not going to show up on somebody else's.
Look for it on my phone. Look for it on my phone.
She's so embarrassing. I laughed so hard at that.
But listen, a lot of people, like, nobody seems to understand like anything that's not a legal thing, but even Erica, when she says, they dismissed the case without prejudice. That's a bad thing, right? It means that without prejudice means they can file again. if they dismiss it with prejudice means you can't file again. So she was highlighting this thing about without prejudice, and it was
And it's like
like
she has no idea.
no idea. So
My gosh.
and yes, and then at some point I saw Andy really kind of come at Lisa with, because Lisa was saying, she has said that this caused her so much stress that could cause cancer, that she was so triggered, that she was so affected that she had to get it out, that she's never seen anything like. And he looked at him and he says, come on,
Yeah.
with all the years you've been on the show, you've seen some shit. And
It's
this
so
is the
true.
thing that
I'm
triggers
so
you.
glad he said that.
And so that's the part I'm thinking. I don't think that he's taking sides, like when I was on the reunion, like Leah said, she keeps coming at me and coming at me and coming. He goes, but you like a good dig too, Leah.
Yeah.
And then Leah goes, yes, but they're equally dispersed. But so I think he's trying to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Just had
Let's
to
move on. But honestly, it was a lot. It's interesting to see.
Yeah. It was
I mean,
good.
besides Diana not coming back, do you think everybody else will come back, including Kathy?
I hope so. I think Kathy won't come back as like a full-time housewife. She'll just be the same as before.
Yeah.
I think it depends on her status, her relationship status with Kyle. I just don't think those sisters should be on that show together. It causes more harm.
Me neither, yeah.
Okay, let's do gossip.
Okay.
So apparently Pete and Kim were spotted doing a sneaky New York hotel hookup. This is 2 months like post breakup, but apparently they were hooking up. So Kim's birthday was last week, and I guess she was in New York and stuff, and just feeling herself and maybe just needed to dick down.
Listen, I finally caught up and watched everything because again, Ken wasn't here and it's like I don't have to hear the complaints. When she talks about Pete, her whole face lights up.
Yeah, she gets really excited.
Really, really has strong feelings for him, and that doesn't disappear overnight.
Well, can you imagine going from the monster that is Kanye West to like the lightest bubble that is Pete Davidson?
Yeah, but she still has this codependence with Kanye because she sees Kanye as the pinnacle of fashion, the pinnacle of this.
Not mommy, not anymore. Like this man is apparently
today,
she was spotted seeing. She was also spotted coming out of like a place where she went to go see like a spiritual healer post all this Kanye stuff because it's. I mean,
right. No, I'm talking about the episodes we
like
saw,
in the moment Kanye is not the anti-Semitic
right when
piece
she
of
was
shit.
Doing the Prada thing.
Right.
Kanye was still calling her, telling her, don't wear these glasses, don't whatever.
And she's like, ha 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 ha. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, let's not even talk about him because honestly, I'm not going to feed that much.
I mean, I'm just happy that the aftermath of all of the Kanye stuff, I'll just say is pretty, it's amazing that people are coming together for it. Like,
oh no,
Adidas cutting ties, Balenciaga cutting ties, Anna Wintour and Vogue cutting ties, his CAA talent agency cutting ties, his lawyer dropping him, like his documentary canceled. Everyone is like,
right.
And I don't think I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I think it's like, you're a monster. You can't get away with this anymore.
Stuff like that. It's good to see that in this world, Kanye can be canceled. And this is worthy of
he
canceling.
He deserves to be canceled for this bullshit. It's not right.
Right. Permanently.
Yeah. But I'm just happy that Kim is getting some. I'm happy for her. It's also like, it's not like another notch under your belt. You're just like revisiting.
Who is, they're now saying that Giselle Bundchen is going to end up with Pete Davis.
That's not going to happen.
What do you mean? He's gotten everyone.
I know, but
know,
but Giselle is a different level. I think she's got so much more class.
He's good luck Chuck.
He is good luck Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you're good luck Chuck if you end up being with somebody else more permanently in it.
You're good, right? That the woman ends up with somebody else. Well, because he's still a kid. He's just playing the field. Yeah. He's like, I don't understand.
I would love to hook up with Kim K. Let me just.
Right. He's going, I don't know how long this is going to last. Why anybody's even attracted to me. Because there's a lot of men out there with big
Dick
dicks.
energy. Okay.
And I'm gonna ride this wave as long as I can,
As he should.
as he should.
As he should. He's still in his freaking 20s.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're happy for you, Kim. The other Kardashian news is Travis Scott. You know Travis Scott, Kylie's baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
There's this whole drama that came out on TikTok about him allegedly cheating on Kylie. There's this girl who truly looks like a lookalike of Kylie, which I guess everybody looks like a lookalike of Kylie, named Young Sweetio. That's her Instagram handle. I don't know her real name. And so she posted some like video of her at his video shoot. So like behind the scenes. And
Does she
people
work in that capacity?
no, she's like, Instagram model or whatever. And Travis posted a story saying he doesn't know her. And apparently they had dated like before Kylie and stuff. So she went on her Instagram and was like,
And showed photos?
not photos, but was like, how dare you say that you don't know me? Like we dated. And she said that they were together the night of Valentine's Day. And mind you, Kylie's baby was born on February 22nd of this year. It's just all it's giving Tristan and Chloe. So I don't know. I just feel
Wow.
it's just like everyone, all these
This
guys
is what
cheat, man.
Yeah. And it's so funny. If I were a guy, right? And I was with one of the Kardashians, I mean, you have it made.
Dude, it's your drink ticket. Just
Yeah.
hold on for dear
Right.
life.
And if you have a little bit of fame yourself and want to get to another level, I mean, that's the propeller. Like, why wouldn't you hang on for dear life? It's
people are
just so stupid.
It is really dumb.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really dumb.
Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Who's your favorite Kardashian?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
It changes. I'm like Kris Jenner. Like my favorite changes depending on the day. Like right now, I
love Kris Jenner, but let's talk about just the girls.
I think right now, and yeah, right now I would say it's Chloe. Yeah.
I don't know. Mine has never changed, and it's always been Kendall.
Really?
Because Kendall's so different from the rest of it.
I know. But I think
looks, she's
she's
Fina.
so
You know what I
stunning.
mean?
She's stunning. But I like, listen, I like them all. But ultimately, like if I had to pick one forever, it's Kim because she's the OG. She kind of started this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, and I relate to Kim more than all of them because I'm such a hard worker and I'm beautiful.
Yeah. And the thing is that this is all true.
And I'm a billionaire.
And she's insecure.
Kids. Okay.
No. But I'm telling you, have you noticed that?
I don't think she is. I don't think
yeah.
anymore.
No,
I
yes,
think
she
used
is.
to be.
Watch when she's doing her interviews and she's talking and whatever. There's a little bit of a body language thing. You think when people are famous that they don't have that. You still have that.
Oh no, of course. And I also think that if somebody who is constantly like hyper focusing on their body like that, it has an insecurity with their body. I remember like a really, really, really early Kardashian episode. This is when they were still on E. This is when, just before Kanye. Kourtney, who has always been like smaller framed, I wouldn't even say skinnier. She's just like tiny. So she was thinner than them. And she would call Kim like a fat ass, or like when they were fighting, she'd be like, you look fat. And it would like, you'd see it like crush Kim because that's the spot that like hurts the most.
Isn't that the spot that hurts everybody the most?
Well, not really. I think it's like, it depends.
Not Lizzo.
Not Lizzo. I don't know. I don't think you're wrong. I think for anybody who it follows Kim Kardashian, on her birthday, they were trying to go to Vegas for the Usher concert. And then there was like wind issues, so they couldn't land. So they had to turn around. There were videos of Kim in this outfit, this like sparkly bikini top and like low rise sparkly pants. Everywhere. I was truly shook by those videos because of how her body looks.
But her ass is so weird. It looks like a table. Like you could put your beer on there.
She took out her butt implants.
I don't know, but like she's made her waist so small. Like she has to have removed ribs.
I don't think I think if she's taking that drug that everyone is taking that suppresses your hunger. And I just think it's so scary and sad that we're back in this time now that anorexia is in.
I got to tell you something funny. One more thing about the Kardashians. The episode where she's doing the Skims shoot, where she
With
brought
the
back the
icons.
supermodels.
Yeah.
The fact that she's pretending that it wasn't planned, that she was
she was
always
gonna be-
going to be part of it, because it just so happens that then
Oh,
she
God.
took it off. She was perfectly tan. She was perfectly.
I think she's
everything-
just always perfectly
I
tanned
know,
and
but it
whatever.
was like,
no, I think
oh
you're
my
right.
God, I can't believe it. Me with the supermodels. It's like your mother and you orchestrated this whole
Of
thing.
course.
Go sell crazy somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I thought
She
I
looked
hate when-
great.
she looked great.
She
but
looked
I
better
hate
than all of them.
Well, yeah, but I think that don't insult me. You know what I
that's
mean?
the thing. Listen, every episode we get into Kardashians is getting more and more and more produced. And I'm so annoyed of it.
Right,
it's like they hit us
unscripted
with-
is supposed to be unscripted,
and
right?
they hit us with that first episode that was like, I genuinely, as a producer, I can spot when something is being produced. I can. And that first episode, it was all very real. And then now they're just like running out of shit and it's making me mad. I hate it.
Okay, I want to talk about something else related to the Kardashians, but it's a separate topic. You know, it's
Mhm.
something that I'm curious about how you feel. How do you feel about Chris and Corey? Like, I like him.
You do?
Yeah.
I think I like him for her because he's like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he's like he's such a beta and she's such an alpha and she needs that. And I don't think he minds being a beta at all.
he
at
doesn't
all.
mind. I think he loves her.
Yes.
I really do.
but
and I
but
think
talk
that
about
that
somebody
works
who
for them.
knows that what he has and is not going to fuck it up.
Oh, of course not. But that's why I'm telling you. But you know, so many. It's such a huge disparity in age, but there's such a huge disparity in power.
Yeah.
And you know, with power comes wealth and notoriety and fame, and it opens doors. And he feels lucky to be there. He's living a lifestyle that he wouldn't have lived otherwise. He has fun with it. He's
Mhm.
supportive of the girls. He's supportive of her. I'm all for that relationship. And
Me too. I like it.
yeah, and when she maybe, you know, whenever she's not around anymore, he's still going to be a young man and he'll have that, you know. I also love that they're showing Chris's struggle with aging.
Yes.
I love that.
And she's
know?
being really honest and open
So
about
honest. So honest.
I
So
like that
love
too.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Yeah, I like Corey a lot. I think he's great.
So do I.
The last thing I had here was, this is going to be a big topic and I don't want to get into it that much. It's another, you guessed it, body issue thing. But basically Taylor Swift came out with new music. We talked about it last week, and she came out with a video for the song Anti-Hero. And in the video, she had an image of her stepping on a scale. And instead of at like a numeric weight, it says fat. And then like this second version of Taylor looks at her and she's like, no, no, no. And so, you know, health professionals and advocates and stuff are calling it fatphobic. Because, you know, that's what everybody, but here's the thing. It's actually like a pretty split thing. It's not like that's fatphobic, whatever. She ended up removing the image from her video.
I think it's fatphobic.
You do?
Yeah.
Wait.
I think it's fatphobic. I think with all the shit you can put on your videos, why do that? You know what I mean? Why make anybody feel bad? You know, she's this like, you know, she's a stick figure.
I know, but so in defense, this is what the thing is. Like, I'm thin and I can feel fat. And it's this thing of like, how is having an insecurity no longer allowed because it might make someone else upset? And no, but here's the other thing and I think this is like something that most people are trying to get the same way. It's like, why do I have to come out if I'm gay? Like, why can't I just be gay? Why is fat, that term, a negative word? Why can't you just say, I feel fat, and it not be like, oh my God, like it has a negative connotation to it.
Let me tell you something.
when I was younger, I was a fat baby. And then there were times in my life where I was fat, like after I had you guys and whatever. And my mom, who is fat phobic,
Mhm.
100%, I think it's an Asian thing.
Yeah, she is.
She would tell me, when she would see that I was just having trouble or eating something or whatever, she goes, why don't you just declare yourself fat?
Oh.
Like make a declaration.
Was she
would tell me,
serious?
ya declárate. Oh, yes. It was
know
the
what?
most painful thing. The most painful thing in the world. And
No.
so when I tell you things about people being overweight and stuff, it comes from a place of, I know what it feels like, and I know what it feels like when somebody makes you feel bad about it, or that their love is contingent on what the
Mhm.
scale says.
Mhm.
I think that with Taylor, her fan base is not as deep. It's not going to analyze things the way that you're going to analyze it. Her, the demographic, which is much younger, they're only going to see this image,
Yeah.
fat, whatever. They're not going to go
No, you're
in
right.
and say that. So she needs to be conscious of the message she's sending. And it's not a good message, because no matter what the scale says, you're entitled to love,
Yeah.
and whatever. So okay, talk about something else. I'm sorry.
Should we just declare ourselves fat right now?
I declared myself a long time ago. I no longer care about that. Do you know that?
Good.
I go, sometimes whatever, I've been, I bought all my favorite Halloween candy, and I was here alone, unsupervised. So my diet was that of an 8-year-old, and then
More
other
power
times
to
I'm like,
you.
right. If I try stuff on in my closet and it doesn't fit, or it's tight, that doesn't feel good. So I'm better for a few days. Then I start thinking about my health and my
Mhm.
dad's Alzheimer's, the fact that sugar, whatever. And then I try to be good for those reasons. But I had not stepped on a scale in 20 years. In fact, I went to the doctor the other day, and I remember I told you I stepped on a scale, and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I thought that I weighed a lot more, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. When I was young, and seriously, I look back and kind of flawless, I was the most insecure, unhappy person in the world.
Girl, you
I
are
didn't-
preaching to the choir.
I didn't want to leave my house. And now, fuck it, I think I've got it going on.
You are hot. Plus, with anorexic culture, they're zigging, we're zagging. Remember, we're going curvy on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's hard though when you're people close to you are like
And by the way,
withholding love.
I
'cause
don't
of that.
even blame her, because
It's how
we're
she
all
grew
a
up.
product. It's how she grew
Of
up. Her
course.
mother was a bitch, everybody, no, a monster. That grandmother of mine was a monster.
Yeah, it's just sad to see it keep going. Like,
Well, no,
like
it's
the
not.
way that she saw you handle us, and like to know that you never did that to us. And even when I had Lola, the questions that I would get 3 days postpartum from Tita was, are like, how much do you weigh? Or like, are
No,
you eating
that's not
whatever? And
okay.
it's not okay. But and you just have to like compartmentalize it in your brain. Like, I get that question and I can't be affected or hurt by it. I just have to be like, oh, I feel so sad for you. That's
Right.
where your brain
Right.
is.
Right.
But it still sucks.
And my dad, you know what? That my dad was always, oh my God, the picture of health, the bodybuilder. You remember, he always looked so great. He never, ever once told me anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least you had, a balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
You
all I
weren't
had.
kidding. That was going to be deep.
Yeah. Geez. Also, wait, just have you, I haven't seen the actual short. I've just seen clips of it on Instagram, but there's a Disney Plus animated short called Reflect. Mommy, if you see even a clip of this, you'll start sobbing. It's this little fat girl in a ballet class looking at herself in the mirror.
That
And
was me.
it's a short about body dysmorphia. And I'm
that's-
just like so impressed with Disney for even like doing this, because I think it's such an important thing for little girls to see, little boys to see too. But I'm dying to see it.
Absolutely.
I was sobbing. I saw 30 seconds of a clip and I was sobbing and I was
Yeah.
trying to look for it everywhere and I can't find it. I don't think it's out yet, but it's called Reflect for anybody. I think
wanna
it's just
see it.
important. Okay, let's do quiz. Let's wrap this shit up. You go first. Or should I go first?
Go first.
Okay. What is docking?
Docking
I can give you a hint.
in a
too.
relationship situation.
Yes, the hint is it's a sexual term.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it.
Say it.
Does it have to do with the back door?
No.
Okay.
No.
Does it have to do with boobs?
No. It's so weird, but it's a thing.
Does it have to do with not penetrating?
It's not really penetrating. No.
But no, but I'm saying, is it deliberately not penetrating?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like close to the vagina, between the legs, but not in the vagina.
No.
Okay.
It's when a circumcised penis and an uncircumcised penis touch tips. So it's like the circumcised penis is docking into a circumcised penis.
There was a toy
Oh.
like that when I was little. It was called the
Yeah,
you know,
I know. It's like
the-
the image I have is
what are
that
those called? Finger
I have no idea.
jail or locking or
I don't know. But
okay.
now you know. Docking. We're finishing up.
What does kowtowing mean?
What does what mean?
Kowtowing.
Kowtowing.
You've heard it.
I don't know.
I'm not
if I
going to
have.
kowtow to your.
Oh, like tattletale?
No.
Give me it in a sentence.
Every time I give you a sentence,
I get it.
gives it away.
Well,
and
here's
then
the thing.
Get it.
Let's just declare I'm fat and I didn't get it. Let's declare that I didn't get it, but I want to try still. the
Okay.
Context clues. And then I'll show you Lola.
Oh my God. Okay. So, let's see. Courtney is always kowtowing to Kim's whims.
Like just like bending for
Yeah,
her shit.
Kind of. Yeah. Kind of. So,
Okay.
So basically it's to act in an excessively subservient manner. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
whatever you want, I'll do. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to kowtow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I know.
SAT word.
Kowtowing and docking.
Can I see Lola?
Jolene, can you bring Lola here? Why?
I know.
Hi, Cookie. Do you want to say anything,
Hi,
Lola?
Lola? Lola, say something.
Lola, say something.
Say something. Say something. I'm giving up on you.
You can hear her breathing. Everybody just be quiet. That's really cute.
It's so cute.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with her hair, but she's really cute. I'm gonna see you on Tuesday, Lola.
Yeah, you are. Okay, guys, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Sorry about my crying. I'm a baby.
No, that's a good thing. Subscribe, listen on Apple Podcasts, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues a Pod, follow me at Beba_Rod.
And we did a podcast together recently,
Oh yeah,
which was a lot of
did-
fun. Behind the Velvet Rope with
Yeah.
David, who's just
Yeah, we have an episode coming out.
coming out. So we'll post about it so that you guys can see it.
Yeah. It's
All
a
right.
it's a long one, and we
It's
get a little saucy on it.
There
I'll
was
say we
tequila
dragged some
involved.
people. It's really bad, but
Oh
it's
my
fine.
Whatever.
Um,
They need a dragon.
It's true. All right. I love
All
you.
right. Bye, Lola. I love you.
Bye.